Welcome back to another episode of Back to the Futures, the official podcast of the Futures League. Matt Ferreira is beside me. I'm Owen Shadrick. Thank you all for joining us on this Monday. We're recording this on Saturday, July 6th. And of course, as we start every episode, we got a standings update. The Westfield Starfires remain in first place, but this time it's by .004 points instead of .006 that it was last week. With the defending champion Sea Unicorns in second place, the New Britain Bees are climbing the standings in third, followed by the Worcester Bravehearts, the Lake Monsters, Silver Knights, Rocks, and Road Warriors round out our standings for this week. Matt, we had some player and pitcher of the week and of the month.
We did, starting with our player of the week, Worcester's Dylan LaPointe. He went 5 for 10 with a double, triple, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs. And our pitcher of the week was also from Worcester, Brady Stewart, who had a complete game shutout. He allowed 1 hit, which came in the last out. So he had a no-hitter through 8 2/3, and he struck out 12. Brady Stewart would also go on to be the pitcher of the month. He's having a flawless start to the summer. He's thrown 20 consecutive scoreless innings, allowing just 9 hits and 4 walks while striking out a team-leading 24. He has been lights out to start the year. And our player of the month is Nashua's Tommy Allers. He is a native of Salem, New Hampshire. He has been climbing the leaderboard. He's a .339 average, 41 hits, 11 more than any player in the league. He was a lead leaguer in doubles and total bases while ranking second in runs scored with 23 and stolen bases with 18.
Yeah, those guys are hitting and pitching the lights out of the building, wherever they are. It's been great to see so far this season. We mentioned the standings. We mentioned the team that is not exactly in first place, but definitely the most unique team we've ever had in the Futures League. In the Futures League Road Warriors, we have a Road Warrior on the podcast this week. It is Gill Dolan, the shortstop for the Futures League Road Warriors. It was great to talk to him about coming into the Futures League as a freshman, battling some adversity in his high school career, and then coming out very, very hot as junior year of high school. And he has a very unique high school head coach, Matt.
He does. I mean, he had a great perspective that most people will never see. So for him not only to survive, but to keep being able to go on and play Division I baseball is amazing and definitely worth listening to.
We're happy to have you all here today on this Monday morning or whenever you watch or listen to this episode. Gill, I think it's time for Gill to take it away. Here is Futures League Road Warriors shortstop Gill Dolan. We are honored to welcome on our next guest here on Back to the Futures. He is one of the members of the newest Futures League team, the Futures League Road Warriors. It's Gill Dolan. Gill, how you doing today?
Doing good. Early Saturday.
Yeah, we're excited to have you, man. And getting started here right off the bat, how have you felt so far in this Futures League season?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I have a little bit of a struggle at the plate for me, but being around older guys and being around good teammates and playing good competition just getting me ready for the next level and make me a better person all around.
Yeah, that's what we hope the Futures League can do. And I mentioned it off the top. You were one of the players on our one-of-a-kind Futures League team in the Road Warriors. What's it like being part of that team and only playing on the road?
I think it's pretty fun. Doing all away games is kind of hard, but I don't mind it. Taking the bus is fun. You get to talk to your teammates, build bonding with them, be able to go compete all across New England.
And does your mentality change playing games only on the road, or is it the same mentality home, away, neutral site?
I think probably the same because I honestly we don't have any home games for this league, so my mindset's just been the same every game here. But there's definitely a big difference on the teams that have all home games because they're with each other 6 days of the week compared to us with 3 or 4. That's a big difference I see.
And the Road Warriors are the new team to the Futures League. What was it like to be recruited to join the Road Warriors?
Um, I knew him. My coach. He's from Milton High, and I'm from Weymouth High, so I played him throughout my high school career. And he gave me a text one day, asked me if I wanted to play for the team, and I was more than happy to do that. And I was very excited for the opportunity.
And the Road Warriors were off to a hot start but cooled off recently. How do you see the team getting back to their winning ways?
Our last game versus the Woo Sox, we won, so that was a big momentum shift today. Last week, and today we got the Rocks. So hopefully we can keep that winning streak going and hot.
Yeah, it only takes a couple games to get back in the standing, so we're excited to see what you guys can conjure up here for the rest of the summer. And you're one of a number of freshmen that we've had so far on this season of the podcast, and we've been asking all of them this, and we want to ask you too. What's it been like to face college talent for the first time, coming straight out of high school, being able to face these guys?
Wow, for me it's been a struggle. I'm probably in the worst slump I've ever been in my life right now, but I love to compete, and competing is what I do best. And going in the box, knowing that I know I can compete with these guys, and what they're throwing is good, and what I can bring is good also. So competing with them is just something I'm looking forward to for the next 4 years. And the college arms are good, so it's getting me ready.
And a lot of the pitchers have said they've seen adjustments in the strike zone and how much smaller it is compared to high school. Have you had to make any adjustments going into the Futures League compared to what you were seeing in high school?
Yeah. The strike zone's definitely smaller, and as a hitter, that's my advantage. So I don't have to swing at the outside pitch that's would be a strike on the high school level. And that's one thing I've like noticed most, and that's what I'm kind of using my advantage, but kind of not working right now for me. But um, yeah. So the strike zone's definitely something batters can work to the advantage because how small it's gone.
And hey, man, that's baseball. You'll go through slumps, you'll have your high moments. It'll come. It'll come.
Hold on, we'll get right Back to the Futures. But first, we want to share a message from our friends at 78 Sports. Do you have kids playing baseball or softball? We all know that practice time is limited, especially here in New England. Not to mention, the cost of lessons and cage time can add up quickly. Save yourself some time and money by giving your kids what they need to work on their game at home. Our friends at 78 Sports can help you put together the perfect at-home training setup. Whether you want to start small with just a tee and hitting net, or are looking for a full cage setup with turf and a pitching machine, they have you covered. The team at 78 Sports has designed and installed hundreds of home and commercial sports training facilities, so let them help you plan the perfect setup for your space. Visit 78 Sports website at 78sports.com. That's SEVENTY, the number 8, sports.com. SEVENTY, the number 8, sports.com. Now back to your regular scheduled programming.
And you are committed to play at UMass Amherst in the fall. What was your recruitment process like there?
Um, so a couple kids on my summer ball team were got recruited there a couple summers ago, so they're able to see me play throughout that summer. And last summer they came to a couple of my tournaments, saw me play, and they had me on campus for a tour, and that's my first going offer. And long process a little bit, but nothing crazy.
And in an article for the Boston Herald, which we will circle back to, you mentioned UMass was your dream school. What drove you to UMass Amherst?
Um, uh, that UMass Amherst is like everybody from my town and South Shore towns. A lot of kids go there, and I've only heard great things about it. And that was just like I was like, oh, that's one of the schools I love to go to someday. Hopefully, I can get there. And that I got the opportunity to one of my top schools. I was like, I have to do it.
Yeah, there are plenty of people from the South Shore who went to UMass, including myself. I'm an alma mater of UMass Amherst. So, from one former UMass Minutemen to another, what are you looking forward to most about living in Amherst?
Um, just like the community, the food too. Got great food there, and just getting myself ready to be a good person in the world and be the best player I can be there.
Amherst House of Pizza Calzone, man. I'll die on that hill. It's the best thing you can get out there.
Awesome. Look at it.
And plenty of UMass talent has come through the Futures League. Have you talked to any current players on the Minutemen roster?
Yes. The shortstop for the Sea Unicorns is my buddy Anthony Tirado. I've talked to him for a little bit, and he's given me great advice going into freshman year and stuff like that. So,
And many players get excited to play college baseball at any level, but what does it mean to you to be able to play at the Division One level?
um, since I was a little kid, it's been a dream of mine to be able to compete at the highest level you possibly can, and it was just something I worked really hard to get, and I got the opportunity. It was just a dream come true for me, and I couldn't believe it was really happening to me. It felt like a dream still.
All right. Yeah, man, it's an honor to play at the Division One level, and we're really excited to see what happens when you land in Amherst this fall.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Before we return to Back to the Futures, we want to share a message from our friends at Zorian Bat Company. Rob Zorian started the company, Zorian Bat Company, in 2003, literally out of the trunk of his gold car in Davie, Florida. Within 2 years, he was selling the wood bat line to the MLB and continues to manufacture the highest grade wood bats for the Little League all the way up to the majors. Rob Zorian, founder and president of Zorian, says, I started this company in 2003 to service all baseball players in the United States and beyond, and after 19 years, our mission has not changed. We are excited to have the opportunity to work with the Futures League and wish all of the players and coaches a healthy and successful season ahead. For more information about Zorian, visit their website at zorianbats.com. Zorian, America's baseball brand. Now, back to the Futures. And earlier, Matt mentioned a Boston Herald article. Danny Ventura of the Boston Herald did a great story on you. You were diagnosed with a rare life-threatening disease called, and bear with me here for a second, hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, or HLH. You ended up in a coma for 7 days while doctors treated you with numerous drugs. And here, 4 years later, you're playing in the Futures League and you're about to go into your first season of college baseball. So before we ask anything else about all of that, what was your instant reaction when you found out the news?
Um, so I I didn't even know like I even had it. I didn't even know I was even in a coma. I just knew like I went to Boston Children's that night. They're like, you can't eat food, you can't do nothing. We're gonna run some tests on you. Then I remember waking up like a week later and seeing myself in the bed, like not be able to move. I was like, oh my God, what happened? And my mom filled me in on what happened and told me what happened. I was like, oh my God, my life just changed. Like I'm gonna be a different person for a little bit. And that's what happened. And thankfully, good doctors at Dana Farber saved my life, and doctors at Boston Children's saved my life. And yeah,
And the one thing I want to ask about referring to that article is you mentioned that you woke up from a coma and you had no idea that you were even in the coma in the first place. How shocking was that for you?
uh, it was pretty shocking. I woke up with the priest saying on my chest, saying some holy stuff to me, and that was really like what surprisingly got me out of it. That's when I realized I was like, oh, something's bad here, and it kind of like felt like nothing in there. I didn't really see nothing crazy. I wish I did though, but yeah, I just yeah had no reaction at all. Honestly, it was like I don't know, I don't know.
And after all of that, you ended up back on the field in time for your freshman year. How difficult was it for you to ramp up knowing everything that had happened?
That was just motivation, just because I wasn't feeling myself during those 4 months. I was in recovery. I didn't feel like myself, and I knew baseball was gonna bring joy to my life, and that's something I needed to do. And luckily, I was able to be on the field 6 months after that, and just started getting to work and just getting myself better where I once was. And I knew baseball was my sport. after that. So I had to go all in.
And you talked about how excited you were to be back on the field. How much did physical activity and being around and being on the field help your mental health and being able to get out of the house?
Yeah, it made me feel like I was alive again. Honestly, like during that time, COVID happened too. So from September to all the way to June, I was written. I didn't go out, didn't do nothing much besides just like work on myself, try to get better to play baseball. And being outside with the kids I was with, all a bunch of great kids, made me feel like myself again and bring laughter and joy to my life that I was missing.
Did you have any special ways of getting ready to train for baseball? I mean, we've seen many interesting things of like Tristan Cassis, where his back is to the pitching machine. He's just
Yeah.
watching pitches. Did you have anything special like that to help you when you were going through everything?
No, nothing really. Me and my dad would just go to the field up the street and just work out together mostly every day. And he got me to wherever I needed to be in this life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And obviously, we're extremely happy that you have recovered. And you recovered in a big way in high school. You attended Weymouth High School. You had a pretty good season your first two seasons, but junior year is where you shined. You had an even 500. You had 41 hits, which was a school record. And Weymouth went 18-6 and made the second round of the MIAA Division One tournament. What did it mean for you to go through all that hardship and then come out scorching the way you did your junior year?
Um, it was really an unbelievable feeling because those 2 years prior, I wasn't really feeling my whole self. Like I was kind of lost my spark, and that year started with basketball for me, and that's where I found my spark again, and it just carried right into baseball season. I knew this is going to be our year, and sadly we lost, but it was still the greatest year of my baseball career, and hopefully it's more like them.
Yeah, we definitely want to ask about your basketball career a little later. But the main question I want to ask you right now is Weymouth High School. Very interesting head coach at Weymouth High School. Very, very interesting guy. He's actually the commissioner of this league. It's Joe Palucci. How was Joe Palucci as a head coach?
Oh, he's awesome. Joe's done some many things for my family and I. Um, just brings the energy I like as a coach and lets the players do what they want, but will be hard on them if they're not doing what they should be, which is reasonable. He has this new facility that we all use, and I love. Um, just amazing coach, amazing guy. Appreciate him.
Yeah, he's definitely has a way to be hard on his players and his interns if they're not doing anything they should be. So, all right, I got one more Joe question, I promise.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was the most annoying thing Joe did as a head coach?
Mm, mm. Maybe send guys from third home sometimes when they shouldn't have.
Come on, Joe, you're better than that.
I didn't say it though. I didn't say it.
You didn't say it. Nah, Joe, don't fire me, please.
And getting back to your Weymouth career, you were named a captain as a sophomore, which was the first time Joe had a 3-year captain in his Weymouth career. What did that mean to you to be a 3-year captain?
It meant something special to me because growing up, I always wanted to be someone special in high school and someone who kids can look up to. And when he gave me that honor, I was like, all right, here we go. Like, this is time to shine. Just really show people like who I really am, who I can lead. And that didn't really happen until junior, senior year, but sophomore year is where it started. And I'm thankful for those guys too there.
And how do you plan to use the leadership skills that you gained as a 3-year captain to help you at UMass, both during baseball and during academics?
I'm just gonna put my head down and grind and be positive when I get negative and just think positively and show other kids when they're feeling down on themselves like it happens and just power through it. Just be the best person you can be, honestly.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about your Weymouth career, but we want to wrap it up here just by asking a general question. At the end of the day, you ended up being the all-time hits leader, getting your 92nd hit on a bunt, which is awesome. What was your time like overall at Weymouth High School?
Oh, I loved it. I created many great friends here, and I almost left the school. Thankfully, I didn't because I met great kids, great people, and people I know are gonna be my friends the rest of my life. And Wayne gets a lot of criticism, good and bad, but I loved it, and I don't regret anything I ever did here at all.
And we've already mentioned it. You were a two-sport athlete, and you set the three-point record in Weymouth. What was it like to set a record in not one but two sports?
Ah, that was a good feeling because when I was little, basketball games where I'd go, and that's where everybody would get hype at. And I used to picture myself on that court doing what those kids were doing, and to do it and exceed at that level was a great feeling for me, and just like a full circle moment because I thought about that when I was younger and I actually did it. So that was a great feeling.
And what was it like being a two-sport athlete? I've heard many athletes say that it helped them with their athleticism and vision and stuff like that. Did one help influence the other for you, or?
Yeah, basketball just gave me like the legs and leg speed I needed for baseball, and like conditioning basketball was good. Uh, I say it got me ready for the baseball season, but it puts some weight off you when you're in the off season going into the basketball season. So that's the only thing I did not like about it.
Yeah, it's definitely tough playing those two sports back to back, but you excelled in both pretty well. So I
Thank
think
you.
you're good on that front. And then we're gonna wrap it up here with a question we ask everybody. Gil, what is your all-time baseball memory?
Hmm. Baseball memory. Um, Probably when I was little, and one of my best friends now we're playing on the same Sea Dogs team, and he hit a home run into the trees to win us the game, and I'll always remember that because he's my best one of my best friends to this day, and to see him hit a bomb like that little, and that's win the game, go to the championship after was a great baseball memory.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's nothing like that when you or one of your buddies is doing that. That's great. And Gil, this has been amazing so far. So we've got a bonus question for you. We asked you about your all-time favorite baseball memory. Now we want your all-time Joe Palucci memory.
Ooh, great all-time Joe Flucci memory. Uh, I probably say it happened this year. Um, in our team, he had like kids were jumping out of the box to take pitches. So he got the pitching machine ready, and he told us, "All right, we're setting the box and getting hit by the pitching machines." And like I was all for it. I was actually laughing the whole time. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. Kids like gonna be complaining, like he's probably in some trouble. And as we're about to do it, he's like, I'm just April Fools, like we're not doing it. But I really thought we are about to sit in the box and get drilled by the balls.
You were sitting there with your helmet on, elbow guard, shoes.
Yeah,
You're just like,
yeah, yeah. I wasn't going first. I was gonna make one of the sophomores, freshmen go first.
It's so funny because I'm like he would like I was waiting for the oh just kidding, but wouldn't have been surprised either way. That's
Yeah,
you.
me too, me too. I was all for it. I was all for it.
yeah.
Shout out to Coach and Commissioner Joe Palucci for doing a good job. Good job, Joe. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Well, Gil, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We really appreciate it. And we wish you and the Road Warriors the best of luck the rest of the summer.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. This has been season 9, episode 4 of Back to the Futures, the official podcast of the Futures League. We've got new episodes coming out every Monday. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see everyone soon.
Yeah.